Hi, everyone. This is Darren Peck, president of SportsBylineUSA, and I want to send out my best to congratulate my longtime friend, Mike Hayes. Actually helped launch Sports Byline 30 years ago, and through that time, he's always had his eye on exciting developments in business, in broadcast, in media, and found a way now to tie all that together. We're excited to launch New Money Radio. We'll be sending it out to terrestrial radio, broadcast stations around the U.S., to Sirius and XM, to the American Forces Network around the world, 500 outlets, 168 countries, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, Audible, essentially everywhere people are getting their audio from these days. We're there, and New Money Radio will be there. So again, very excited to be working with Mike, and congratulations, all the best from your friends at Sports Byline.
You know those iconic moments in sports, right? The buzzer beater, the walk-off home run, the photo finish. We see them, we celebrate them. But what about the stories behind the legends, the real human stories?
So, where do you actually go to hear those unfiltered conversations? To get inside the minds of the greatest athletes in the world, from the up-and-comers to the absolute legends? Well, for more than 30 years, there's been one answer.
For 3 decades, that place has been Sports Byline USA, and it's not some corporate giant that just jumped into the game. As its president, Darren Peck, says, it was started by people who lived and breathed sports, like his friend Mike Hayes.
It's got this incredible legacy of just authentic, real storytelling.
But hey, this isn't just a trip down memory lane. Sports Byline USA is a global powerhouse today. They call themselves America's premier sports destination, and honestly, when you see their scale, you'll get why. Just think about this number for a second. 168. That's how many countries Sports Byline USA reaches. That is an absolutely massive global footprint. We're talking about one of the most widespread sports audio networks on the entire planet. So how do they do it? How do they reach so many people? Simple. They're everywhere you are. Whether you're listening to terrestrial radio, you're on Sirius XM, you're tuning in through the American Forces Network, or you're using apps like iHeartRadio and Audible, they're there. They make sure you can hear these stories no matter how you listen. But the reach is only half the story. What truly, and I mean truly, Sports Byline USA apart is its content. It's like a time capsule, a vault of sports history filled with conversations with the biggest names to ever play, well, any game. For example, think about Tom Brady. Before he was the undisputed GOAT, before all 7 rings, before the MVPs, he was just a promising QB out of Michigan. And guess what? Sports Byline USA was there, talking with him right before the 2000 NFL Draft. And that is what makes this archive so incredible. It's not just an old interview, it's a historical document. You get to hear the ambition, the raw talent, the hunger of a future legend right at the very start of his journey. It's amazing. And the vault is just packed with these icons. But look, it's not all about the glory days. Sports Byline USA is right there on the front lines, capturing the stories of today's champions while they're making history, right now. I mean, they're talking to phenoms like the Pittsburgh Pirates ace Paul Scanes, getting insights from college basketball stars like Kentucky's Clara Strag, and even sitting down with international soccer legends like Sami Khedira. They've absolutely got their finger on the pulse of sports around the world. Of course, we all know that an athlete's real impact isn't just measured in stats or trophies, right? Real greatness, the kind that lasts, is so often about what they do when the game is over. And this is another place where Sports Byline USA just nails it. They focus on sharing the stories of athletes who are making a huge difference in the world, far beyond the field of play. You know, in the NFL, there is no higher honor for a player's character and their work in the community than the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. It's a huge deal. It recognizes the best of the best, both as players and as people. And get this, the conversations don't even stop with sports. The network also dives into that really cool intersection of sports and culture, talking with entertainers like Ty Diggs, Robin Thicke, and Sierra McCormick. So, with a history this legendary and a present this plugged in, you have to wonder what could possibly be next for a network that's already done so much. Well, it's all about what's coming. They're finding the next legends before anyone else. And now, things are about to get really exciting. Mike Hayes, one of the original founders, is back with a brand new mission. The plan is to champion fresh voices, empower a new wave of storytellers, and launch an amazing new platform called New Money Radio to give them a stage.
And as President Darren Peck says, they're sticking to what works. They're going to be everywhere the audience is. It's a promise that the future of sports media is going to be just as accessible, just as real, and just as engaging as its past.
So, as new stars keep rising, who's going to be the next legend, the next icon, the next game changer? Honestly, we don't know yet, but one thing's for sure. When their story is ready to be told, Sports Byline USA will be there listening.